Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Fine. We are going to look at the world population. The world population. You know, in our previous class, we discussed about the population of Nigeria. And we said that the population of Nigeria, according to 2006 population census, was estimated to be what? To be 140 million. But this time we are looking beyond Nigeria. We are looking at the world population. No, the world population was estimated to be 7.4 billion. 7.4 billion people. The world population is estimated to be what? 7.4 billion. This 7.4 billion, if you look at the continents in the world, Asia has, out of this 7.4 billion, Asia has 66% of this 7.4 billion, followed by Africa. Africa is a continent. Africa has 15%. Then we have other continents that share the remaining. If you add 66 plus 15, you know what it will give you. This one is 71 and this is 81. So the remaining 19% is shared by the remaining 5 continents. That is to tell us that Africa and Asia form the largest portion of this 7.4 billion. Now, let's look at population concepts. Population concepts. Although we discussed in our previous class, but let's try to remind ourselves. When we are talking about population concept number 1, we are looking at overpopulation. Overpopulation. Number 2, we are talking about optimum population. Optimum population. Number 3, we are talking about what? Underpopulation. Underpopulation. Now, let's look at these 3. That is population concept. Overpopulation. Overpopulation is a situation where the available resources, the population is more than the available resources. The population is more than what? The available resources. In that situation, we say that we have overpopulation. Then, optimum population. What we mean by optimum population is a situation whereby the available resources is equal to the number of people, or is equal to the number of population. In that case, we have optimum population. That is equilibrium. The resources is equal to the number of population. Now we have underpopulation. Underpopulation is a situation where the available resources is more than the population. That is the opposite of overpopulation. So when we are talking about population concept, we are talking about overpopulation, optimum population, and underpopulation. Now, what determines population size? We look at the determinant of population size. What determines the population size is the birth rate. But the birth rate of the population. If the birth rate of a population is more than the death rate as a result of other factors being equal, then you can see that the population of that community, of that environment will explode. Now, let's look at some of the points that we needed to understand as far as world population is concerned. Number 1, let's look at we are going to look at We are going to look at factors affecting birth rate. Factors affecting birth rate, because the determinant of population size is what? Is birth rate. Then we look at factors affecting birth rate. Number one, we talk about what? We talk about early marriage. Early marriage. Number two, we talk about belief, that is religion. Number three, we talk about improved Medicare. Improved Medicare. Then we talk about what again? And others that we may not mention. Early marriage. Once you are married early, there is that tendency that you give birth to as many children as you can. Then belief. Some religion believes that marrying more than 2, even 4, some can even marry up to 20 wives and they produce children. Then when we have improved medical care, it can, reduce the rate of maternal mortality and other mortality rates. This will now encourage the explode of population in a given society or in a given environment. Now, let's look at reasons for rapid world population growth. What are the reasons that the world has this population of 7.4 billion? What are the reasons? What are the reasons? It's the same thing here. Number one, improved medical care. Improved Medicare. Number two, we have advanced technology. Advanced technology. Advanced technology. Number three, we have what? Polygamy. Polygamy, that is marrying more than one wife. Then, number four, we have early marriage. Early marriage. So these are the reasons why, the population of the world has exploded to 7.4 billion. Let's look at the pattern. The pattern of the distribution, the population distribution. What are the patterns? The patterns of the world population distribution. These 7.4 billion, how are they distributed? Now, number one, we look at the areas that are highly populated. Areas. When you are talking about the patterns of population distribution, you are talking about the distribution method. There are some places that are highly populated, some are moderately populated, and some are sparsely populated. But in this case, let's look at places, under this that are highly populated in the world. Number one, we have the industrial northwest of Europe. The industrial northwest of Europe. Example, we talk about what? We talk about France, we talk about Britain, then we talk about Germany. They are industrialized, so they can attract population, and we talk about Denmark. Two, we have industrial northeast of US. industrial northeast of US. Example, we have Canada, comma, we have New York, it is etc. Then number 3, we have the Nile Valley and the Delta. The Nile Valley and the Delta region. The Nile Valley in Egypt, example, we have what? Egypt. Now, if you look at this Nile Valley, here Egypt is located in a desert environment, but because of the presence of River Nile, which encourage irrigation farming, attract population to this environment. So this industrial northwest, industrial northeast, and the Nile Valley stroke the Delta region of the world are densely populated. Now let's look at places that are sparsely populated, or moderately, sorry, they are moderately populated. Like we have the cool temperate region, the cool temperate region of Europe. Because of the weather, they are moderately populated. We have agricultural part of USA, agricultural part of USA and Africa. Then we have also Africa. Some part of Africa are moderately what? Populated, because they depends on majorly on agriculture. Then we have the sparsely populated environment. Sparsely populated. The sparsely populated areas include the polar region, that is all the places along the pole because of the cold environment. Then the desert environment. So these are the areas that are sparsely populated: the polar region, the desert environment, places that are moderately populated, the cold temperate region of Europe, agricultural part of USA, and also part of Africa. Then these places. So when we talk about pattern of population distribution, we should know that we have places that are densely populated, we have places that are moderately populated, and places that are what? That are sparsely populated. So that is what we want to know about the world population.